anything but quiet. It was an attempt on the New Zealand unlimited water speed record organised by the North Otago Powerboat Club and featuring two Christchurch men and their boats. There can be few scenes more peaceful than the hydro lakes of the Waitaki Valley in the early hours of the morning. And this was the case last Saturday, except for one thing. We're on the banks of Lake Aviemore. It's 7 a.m. and the man responsible for the noise is Peter Knight, Christchurch businessman and powerboat ace. He's here to add to an already impressive list of national records and a former world record in a smaller class. With all his experience, one record has remained outside his reach, the national unlimited water speed record. The mark, 157.53 miles per hour, or in metric terms, 253.41 kilometres per hour, has stood for a decade. He's here for two reasons. Firstly, the local powerboat club is enthusiastic enough to organise the attempt. Secondly, because Aviemore provides ideal water conditions.
We like it like glass. It's for two reasons. I mean, it's a safety factor, of course, in that, but mainly as your propeller is getting an even bite. Any sort of a repellent means you could do a couple of revs without getting any thrust, and that's what you need, you know.
How are the conditions this morning then?
They're looking pretty good.
Knight has experience in virtually every class of powerboats, but now he's really gone heavy.
It's an American hydroplane. It's a Lauterback hydroplane, which is one of the top boats in the States, and we have actually competed over there successfully with this boat.
And what's it powered by?
It's a 496 aluminium ship. It's the Can-Am ship, the same as McLaren run in their Can-Am sports cars. McLaren and Holm run these motors before.
But there's another man after the same record. Like Peter Knight, Jack Ryan started in the sport 28 years ago. To look at him, he seems more suited to being an all-black prop, a throwback from the days when he was New Zealand's top surf swimmer. He's a boat builder by profession, and his craft, Mainland Miss, is his own design and construction.
Peter, compare your straws, please. Jack, it's all yours. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Ryan gets first crack at the record. If he's to be successful, Ryan will go into the measured course at about 160 miles per hour, and that's fast by any standards.
I'm tensed up, but I'm not nervous. You've got to consider all the... There is an element of risk in it, but we cover everything as far as we can, and the biggest danger we've got probably is other craft moving around on the lake.
It's still early morning as Knight puts Gone heavy into the water, and the lake is still in perfect condition for the attempt. But rough water the previous day meant he didn't have a chance to try out before this. It's a matter of wait and see how things go. But both drivers are in for disappointments. Half an hour later, both boats are back on shore. They haven't even fronted up to the course, both being struck down with mechanical problems. Of the two, Ryan's boat looks the most likely, but his crew has hours of work ahead, stripping down the motor, trying to analyse the fault. By midday, they're hopeful of a run later in the afternoon. Things don't look so bright in the other camp, and by about 3 o'clock, Peter Knight decides it's not worth the trouble and cost involved.
Yes,
The engine feels harsh, and I don't feel like risking it for a run like this now.
What has the problem been?
We don't know. It was ignition this morning. I'm pretty sure the advance mechanism in the mag wasn't working. We've released that, but we still can't seem to get any revs, and it's not worth risking blowing a motor of that value at this moment.
Well, you're up and ready at 5:30 this morning. It's now after 3 o'clock. It's been a pretty hard day's work for the fellas on the boat.
Yes, yeah, they've done a good job, all right. There's young Pete, my son, he's been working all day on it, and it's a bit disappointing for them as it is for me also.
It's now 4:30, and Jack Ryan launches his boat a second time. Mechanically, it's in good shape, but only after hours of work by his team.
Jack, it's been a long wait. What have the troubles been?
Oh, every trouble we've had today. We've had
magneto trouble, blowing head gaskets. Head gaskets caused by the magneto trouble. We had a broken magneto cap. Wind's been up for a while. Better nights run into troubles you can't even sort out. It's been a long day.
But it's simply not his day. When he finally gets Mainland Mist going, he has a fast first run, but then hits rough water on the run back and lurches into a period of speed wobbles. At this speed, 2 feet of white fire, they burn methanol fuel in these motors, blur his vision on each side, and he's completely disorientated. So for everyone, it's been a trying day. But Ryan knows his boat can beat the record. Knight can only hope things get better on his next outing. There's no rest for the wicket, and it's another 5:30 start for the Ryan crew on Sunday. After breakfast, they head for the lake. Maybe this is going to be their day. His luck must surely change. There's no breeze and the water is in perfect condition. Surely this time. To break the record, he must cover the kilo in 14 seconds both ways. The time has taken over an average of 2 runs. It's now or never. A new record, 166.68 miles per hour, or 268 kilos per hour. The officials are astounded. His average time through the kilo has almost given him the world